the average.
this is Kevin Samuels, right? And there's something about Kevin Samuels that the general public don't know, and that's what I want to share with you. Okay, there's something that most people don't know. I want to share with you, and a lot of people will argue and say, "Yeah, we knew this," but actually you don't, because if you are more focused on the viral videos, then you just didn't know this part about him, right? So, but I wanted to share this to bring some light to what he. He's not a perfect guy. As a matter of fact, I disagree with him quite a bit, right? We're struggle streaming a little bit here, so I'm gonna. Okay, I think we're gonna be fine now, right? So he's a guy of of certain stature, right? Especially now, he's very popular household name now, right? He has lots of wisdom to share. He built his platform all off of holding women accountable, a certain type of women, not women in general. But because it's built like over 1 million subscribers, it's easy to think that most women are like this. And the truth is that most women are not like those girls you see on his shows. A lot of them are like that. But that's not most of them, right? So, but the thing is that if you start to feel, yes, feelings that most women are like that, eventually you're gonna start projecting that to every woman you meet, and you're gonna attract what you fear the most. Okay, you're going to attract this type of situation. Let me show it to you again.
Hey! Quit! Hey! Quit! Hey! Quit! Yo! With me, nigga! Help me! Fuck wrong with you, nigga? Come on! Where my glasses?
You're going to attract masculine behavior from women if you start to project what you see. But this part right here is what you don't see. A lot of I said this to one of my best friends who is a big fan of Kevin Samuels. I said, listen, watch the comment area. These kids have no business engaging in this conversation. And yes, some of them are grown men, divorced men that have no business engaging in this type of conversation because they have not healed properly. Yes, if it comes off as shame, I mean what I just said. I don't mean to shame you though, okay? I don't mean to insult you. If you haven't gone through proper healing, which Kevin Samuels actually himself says a lot, therapy, but he tends his most viral video is him saying it at the ladies, but also young men. So I want you to watch this interaction that he had with the young man. This was sweet to know that he's found a way to kind of balance it. I think he understands that he has a platform to build, but he understands that he has to push back against the most viral sensation that's creating this is virality, right? So let's watch this.
I would still like to have a family. I don't want to have a single
You have
parent.
a family. You have 3 children, and you're a high school graduate.
So this guy is a high school graduate who has 3 children, two with one woman, one with the other woman. This guy is quote unquote celibate right now, but he's looking for a lioness. I guess he did a show on Lion and the Lioness, and he got checked. He got chin checked by Kevin Samuels, right? And it's good to see because I think we need more messages like this out there to say, hey, you don't get to hold women accountable until you've held yourself accountable. If you hold yourself accountable, there's a good chance you won't need to hold women accountable. There's a chance, okay? That doesn't mean you can't hold women accountable. We're talking about the strategies involved in that. So he's a high school dropout, high school graduate, college dropout, who's made no more than $19 per hour in his life, but he's looking for a lioness. It's like, what? Like, what's going on with these weirdos, right?
Yes, sir.
And you've been reduced to staying at home with your children. And you came on asking questions about women. You don't need to be doing anything with women. You need to be a monk.
See, that's harsh. You think I'm harsh? Now that's harsh, right? But I absolutely agree with it. Okay? He needs to stop fucking talking about women or bitching about women. That's what he needs to do.
Until you get your stuff together. That means some sort of profession. Because honestly, man, you're not living like a man. You're living like a woman. Effectively, you might as well be on government assistance.
Damn.
He said, damn, right? So we need more of this. We need more in this space because, again, as men, we can't afford to lose focus, right? We can't afford to lose focus in the name of holding women accountable. You have to hold yourself accountable. You have to make sure you're building yourself. You have to make sure you are building your bag, quote unquote, right? You have to make sure, more importantly, you're building yourself. Because if you don't build yourself and you go out there and you make money, anyone can make money. Anyone can learn the skill set of getting a job as an IT person, AWS, data science. You get a couple of $100,000 a year with that, right? But if you don't learn game, if you don't learn yourself, if you don't learn self-control, you're going to multiply the bullshit you've been pushing along even before high school.
What's the most you ever made per hour?
19 an hour.
The average woman in this country black woman earns $37,000. Effectively, you're a woman.
Ouch.
Damn.
I'm not joking, man. I'm not saying this to clown you, but
No, but it should be clowned because again, it's easy for Mr. Samuels to clown the ladies, right? And in some of his most viral videos, I have watched enough of his videos. I know he doesn't clown most of them, but the most viral videos are but some of these men need to be clowned. But I'll tell you what, another angle to look at it from is that he probably already feels clowned because as a man, you don't like to feel like a failure. So this is probably more than enough already, but it's needed to be heard. This is needed to be heard by a lot of these men in this YouTube streets, both young and old. As a matter of fact, I've seen enough 52-year-old men doing this shit, and it's annoying. And but it's the reality. Maybe not making $19 an hour, maybe they're making 22 or 26, right? But yet pushing the rhetorics of gotta hold women accountable. These women. Every sentences starts with these women. Every goddamn sentences that you have to say, anything you have to say starts with these women, this woman. Terrible, right? Terrible. It tells me a lot. So we're struggle streaming there a little bit. I'm going to try to see if I can do better with this, but let's keep going.
I'm concerned that you came in talking about women and you got 3 mouths to feed. You can't make any more babies, and you got to get someplace to where you're earning enough money because are you on state-run child support?
No, sir. I take care of my kids.
Bullshit. You're making $19 an hour on 40 hours a week. And we have to remind you that you need to take on either go to school, right? Or do longer hours, or start building a profession, or start building a business. We have to remind you that. You take care of your kids. No, you're not. No, you're not taking care of your kids. There's more to the story that you're not telling us. Right? There is more to the story, as usual, right?
I don't think you understand. All they need to do to screw you up is one of those 2 women put you on child support.
That's it.
Taking care of them or not.
That's it.
It's a punitive measure. And then the government, the state watches everything. So my point is,
and then you come back on social media and bitch about it.
You don't need to worry about women. You need to get a profession or 2 and putting in 60 hours a week minimum. You're behind, man. You're really, really, really behind.
Agreed, 100%. No less than 60 hours of working hours per week. The extra could be on building your business, or it could be on extra hours so you can save money and invest, right? But the idea of hanging out on YouTube for 5 hours listening to people you don't understand what the fuck they're talking about, that's precisely your problem. The only thing you understand about what they're talking about is bashing women. That is a problem. That's a problem.
27 with
Yes,
3
sir.
kids. So women are not on your radar. So I said you need a roommate so you can save money. Is that your roommate?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Male or female?
Male.
Okay. You only have one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm a fan of more. I'm honestly a fan about guys like renting a house, 3 to 4 guys to a house, separate bedrooms though. No sharing a bedroom. But seriously, because you can dig
It's the music for me.
yourself out of this, but you got to get a profession and a side job because you need a career because you got 3 mouths to feed. And even though you
Yes,
take
sir.
care of your kids and things are going fine right now, life changes. If one of those women get with somebody, that's enough.
So let's not forget that he came here to talk about, he came on the show to talk about women, finding the lioness. And yet, it's not able to take care. There are multiple ways we can dice this, right? We're not saying that you should not relate with women. We're saying that you working on yourself, women will become a byproduct of that. Okay, the right women especially will come into your world. But the idea of engaging in YouTube videos where all you're doing is talking about women and how to find a woman and all this stuff, and you haven't really sought yourself out, it's an oxymoron, especially for this society we live in. Okay, I'm not saying you can't, like, listen, if you're about your business and you're doing your thing and you're making $19 an hour and the right lady, you attract the right lady comes into your life, you can still engage her. You can still, in my opinion, you can engage her and you can build together. But it becomes extremely stressful if you are literally actively all over social media talking about women, having opinions about women, leaving comments about women, and worried about women, and you're making $19 an hour in a society where you know that you can't really sustain even one child with that, and you have 3 kids where the mothers of the 3 kids can potentially file a lawsuit tomorrow and then destroy your life with child support. And you thought you will start thinking no, it's not the women, it's the system. Okay, there are more than enough attorneys out here that will encourage them, manipulate them to file for child support when you put yourself in that position. So the only thing you should be worried about is yourself, building your life, building your empire, starting right now. That's the only thing you should be concerned about, instead of going on the internet and experiencing this.
Hey! Quit! Hey! Quit! Hey! Quit! Yo! With me, nigga!
Help me,
Fuck
yo.
wrong with you, nigga?
Come on, where my glasses?
Get off of me before I drop your goofy ass again. Now beat that, bitch ass nigga. Pay for this shit. Hurry up.
No,
Pay
come
for
on.
that shit and hurry up before I drop your
Yo.
ass again. Touch me again, I'm
Yo,
gonna drop
stop
you.
video for they
Quit
help
touching
me.
me.
You got my key.
Quit touching me, bitch.
No, come on.